Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for hanging out with me and for waiting for me to get everything together here. If you're out there, please say hi. I haven't seen anyone in the comments yet. I know some people are out there watching. If you're out there, thank you. And thank you for watching this afternoon. I had to get my other computer over here. The pellet stove, I was in the process of cleaning it when I had to start the live. It had just finished shutting itself down and ready for me to clean it out whenever it was just about time to start the live. So I was gathering things for the live and then had to clean out the pellet stove real quick, get it restarted. I had a little fire start in the ash pail, so I had to put that out. Normally I have a little bit more time and I take the ashes like out into the snow, but I just dumped them in the ash pail and I didn't see anything glowing, but apparently there was something a little bit still hot in there. So put that out. I always watch for that. That's why I'm always here for about an hour after it starts up to make sure that nothing happens there and make sure it keeps going. So we did that, and or I did that, and yeah, packed a few orders today. Ate a banana, so I have a little bit of energy. And I did forget my juice water, so when I flip the camera here, I'll probably run over there and get my juice water because I'm very thirsty, even though it is freezing. I don't know what the temperature is out in the world right now. Let's see, what is it saying here? Let me see if I can get to my desktop to see anything. What is going on? I have so many things open here. 11 degrees is apparently, oh no, 10. It just changed. 10 degrees right now in Ligonier. Feels like -6. There is a severe weather warning, apparently, probably for the cold still. And yeah, so that's life here. 10 degrees, -6 is what it feels like. It is 48 degrees here in the cottage, over in the warm room over there. Here, I have no idea what it is. We don't have a thermostat in this section, but in the warm room, right beside the heater, it is 48 degrees. I have my little heater right here beside me to keep my hands warm, keep my body warm. But I did this from here because I have to be here to make sure everything starts up okay. I was already here packing and shipping some orders and working on some other ones. And I have to go to pottery class today. So it's been a day. I got a little bit of a late start. I still did not do my beat in the new year yesterday. We got very late working on things last night, and it totally slipped my mind, to be honest. I thought about it when I was in bed, and I was like, I'm not getting up to do this right now. And I thought I would have time today for it. I have not yet, so probably tonight. Or if this live ends a little bit early, we will, I will do that in between going to pottery class. I still have to make the slides or the graphics for that and post those, but I'm behind on everything right now, I feel like. And I don't know why. I've been good, but we have our rock and mineral show coming up this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the shop. And I haven't gotten up there to set up yet. It is wild right now. So we are doing our best and trying to get everything done. You know, the weight of the world has been on both of our minds. A little bit depressed, a little bit worried. And so I think that's really affected both Andrew and Andrew's and my productivity. It's really hard to do things when you know, when you feel threatened a lot. And not necessarily that we are threatened here, but things are going on in the world that make Andrew very, very nervous to even leave the house. We have heard some things are happening in Tucson right now. So we are sending good thoughts to all of our friends who are heading that way. We will not be there this year, but we've already heard of someone there talking about not so great things happening. I guess somebody was shot in that area. So I have not read the news. I just heard that from a friend. I don't know if it's been reported yet. So it is, it's rough. It's rough. Let's see here. Teresa's with us. Hello, Teresa. Kimberly's here listening in. Thank you for being here. And Harry's here. Thank you for being here. Harry says 26 in Des Moines. Nice. That's like a warm front coming through compared to here. Um, yeah. Susie's here, says I'm late. Hello. Hello, Susie. Thanks for being here. Let me turn off my sound here. I have a little bit of sound coming through the laptop. Yeah, so it has been a day. I pulled mostly gemstones today for you all. So I've got some nice gemstones to show you. So if you are watching this live, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you for rewatching. I know not everyone can join us for these afternoon lives because some people are at work, some people are doing their thing throughout the day. But we appreciate everybody who can join in and who does hang out with us. And it makes me happy to be here with people. And, as wild and kind of behind as I feel, I still love taking the time to hang out with you all. So thank you for being here. The lives, I always say the lives are kind of like my happy spot in the day. It gives me time to kind of hang out with people, with all of you, and just kind of chill out a little bit and hopefully sell some stuff and just take a little time out of the day where I'm not constantly in my head. So, which I am oftentimes. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for being here. We've got a good number of people watching here. It looks like for an afternoon. Our afternoon lives, like I said, are usually not completely well attended, but we're thankful for everyone who does show up and hang out with me. Usually, Andrew is not here. He's either usually still resting. He didn't go to bed until. It was very early this morning, 6 or 7 o'clock. When I left the house, he was thinking about getting up, but I don't know if he actually did yet. So I'm not sure if we'll see him in the comments or not today. But he's been working on a lot of things as best as he can. And, we're doing what we can. The weight of the world is heavy, and we send our good thoughts out to people who are in areas where it is especially heavy and not so great. Hello, Susan. Thank you for being here. Says, don't want to gloat, but it's 38 here. Oh my goodness, aren't you just in a true heat wave? Our house, I was talking yesterday, our house, we set it to about 68. That's where we set our house. It could not get past 65 yesterday all day. And today I woke up, it was at 67. And it felt like a heat wave in the house, like just those extra 2 degrees. I had this on, and this shirt. This is a very raggedy shirt. Let me zip that up. I have one of those shirts. Like, this used to be Andrew's shirt, and I mean, it still is, but it is torn up. If you would see it, but it's such a comfortable thing to wear, and it's a little bit warmer, so I layer it under things, so you can't see how torn up it is. But um, uh, yeah, it's pretty torn up. But do you have that kind of stuff in your wardrobe? Stuff that's like torn up, but you still have it because it's comfortable and just easy and sometimes warm, or a good layering thing. I definitely I have a few of those, and I should get rid of them, but um, you know anyway. So that's all that's going on here. It has been really just a day of checking on the pellet stove, doing some packing and shipping, gathering things for this live. I did a few things around the house, gathered some things. I had to kind of organize. I bring, since the cottage here is so cold, I don't do many lives from here during the winter. So we gather things from here, bring them to the house, and then every once in a while things need to be like resorted, and either, like, a lot of times we bring things back here, but because We're definitely not doing a lot of lives from here. We've been keeping things in the office so that I can either post them online or we can mix and match them for another live down the road. But it becomes like this mess, this explosion of product. And so I've been trying to gather some of that and kind of condense it a little bit and organize it a little bit. I have some things down in the dining room at that computer where I work. I have some things up in the office at that computer where I work. So I've been trying to gather some things and get things moved around a little bit. Brooke says, I have a few things like that, right? Teresa says, we keep our house on 68, but it is only 62, wearing my long sweater. Yes, I have been in layers upon layers. Like I'm in my jeans, but under my jeans, I have heavy sweatpants on. Like I have my bigger jeans on that I need the belt for, but I'm wearing those because they fit over the sweatpants because I don't know where my long johns are, and I would wear those too if I had them. Um, but I gotta find those. They're somewhere. I don't know if I didn't get them out. I thought I got them out at the beginning of winter, but I don't know where they are. Um, but I don't have them. So I'm wearing sweatpants under jeans, and then I have 2 layers on at least. Usually I have 3. I have 2 today because I was hot in the house. It tricked me. And then I have my jacket that I usually wear, and I just took my jacket off a little while ago. Um, yeah, layering up, and even in the house, I keep most of those layers on. Um, yeah, it's cold. It is cold. We're not used to this anymore. We used to be used to this, right? But we've had warmer winters lately, and this is not a warmer winter. Susan's here. Other Susan, Susan Surreal. Thank you for joining us. I feel bad saying other Susan, but it's the other Susan, right? And see everybody saying hi. Thank you all for hanging out here. Let me refresh. I have to refresh Facebook because sometimes the comments don't refresh over there. Let me make sure nobody else is over there. We just have Susie over there right now. And yeah, so life is pretty good. We're just doing what we can do to keep going right now. It is the slow time of the year, so we're pushing as hard as we can. I've got some, I think, really nice gemstone things mostly here for you today. There's a few other things mixed in there, but hopefully you'll like these. I've got some pretty expensive things, and I've got some not so expensive things. But some of these things are so pretty that I wanted to show you them. I haven't shown them in a while, and I wanted to show them on camera. So lots of things to show you today. Well, 30 things to be exact. Susan said it's a balmy 30 degrees here, a heat wave. I wish it would get up to 30 here. I don't know when, if it's going to get up to 30 here. Let me see if I can. This new thing with, for years and years and years, Mac OS had a certain way of doing things and they changed it. And I still, I usually like the changes they make for the most part. I'm fine with it. But some of these changes, like, I feel like I used to be able to get to weather and stuff a lot easier because I don't know. So there it is. That'll make sense. Okay, there we go. I just didn't have it set up. So we are not going to get into the 30s until next Wednesday, and then it's just 30. Just 30. For the next few days, our high is going to be 11 today, which it's already hit that, and now it's 10. It's going back down. Tomorrow, our high is 10, then 12, then 11, then 15. Then we're going to get up into the 20s, 23, 24, and then 30, 30, 30. That's going to be a heat wave. But our low on Saturday, that's the lowest, is going to be -9 degrees. That does not bode well, I think, for our event this weekend. So at the shop, so we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of a little concerned about that because it's going to be super cold. Susan says, it's fine, William. I was a little late due to taking care of laundry. That chore never ends. No, It doesn't. It doesn't. And my mom reminded me of something. I have to check. I need to do laundry, but I've held off because I keep forgetting. I have to go around the house to make sure our laundry vent for the dryer is not covered in snow in any way. Because I didn't even think about that. And my mom was like, I went around and her house, her laundry vent was covered in snow. And so we don't want that to not exhaust because then it can start a fire and stuff. So if you're in a snowy area, think about that. Go check your laundry vents before you do laundry. Um, so that's what I've held off because I just haven't made the trip around the house on that side of the house to check the laundry vent to make sure um, where it blows out, it is not covered in snow. Um, so I'm a little bit behind in the laundry right now. I know it's the stupidest reason, right? But if you don't think about doing it, I'm not going out in the dark to do it because it's way too cold. So if I don't do it on the way home, or when I'm already outside walking from the car, then I don't get back. I'm not putting my shoes back on to go out to do that. Um, Susan said the most recent update has made my iPad a little wonky. Yeah, there's a I know for the phone just today, I think a patch came out. I don't know if it came out for the iPad too. I haven't been on my iPad to check. I haven't updated my phone yet, but it's set to update tonight. So maybe that will have something to help it. So check on that and see. I think 26.2.1 is what it is that came out today. It's supposed to be mostly for air tags, but I think there's usually always a few extra updates in there. Um, was it you who was having the problem with the keyboard, or is that somebody else? Is there more problems? Um, yeah, hopefully it'll fix things. Laundry and dishes are never ending, says Brooke. It's true. Laundry and dishes truly never ending. Let's see. I had to dig out my laundry vent, says Teresa. Yeah, that's what I'm glad you thought about it. I would not have thought about it unless my mom said something. So I'm glad she did. I don't think like that side of the house usually does not get the blustery, you know, drifting of snow, but I'm going to check because now it's in my brain. So before I do any laundry, I'm going to check the vents. Yeah, that's really all that's going on today. Yesterday we made soft tacos, but we did not make them my way. Andrew made them. He was cooking while I was doing the live, which was so nice. And he was almost done when the live was done, so that was so nice. He made them different and they were good. They were more like what I consider he gave me the name. It's a Korean food. He made them kind of in that form, but to me, it reminded me more of kind of like a sloppy Joe kind of thing. Which, on soft tacos doesn't seem right, maybe, but it was good. It was good. So we had those last night, and I don't know what we're gonna have today. I bought some extra groceries. I don't know what he's gonna be able to concoct or put together from what we have left, but we'll see. Susan says, yes, that was me. The keyboard on YouTube keeps disappearing, then reappearing. That's weird. That's very weird. I have not used the virtual keyboard on my iPad recently, so I can't say if that's happening to mine. My iPad is very old though, so if that would happen, I would just I'd be like, that's the age. And by really old, like it's I think 2018, so it's getting old. What, 8 years now? Which is old for a device, right? 8 years for a computer anymore. I mean, ever. I shouldn't say anymore. Ever. Computers, I guess when computers first came out, you kept your computer around quite a long time. But now 8 years to have a device is a pretty long time. Hey, Marianne, glad to see you here. I'm not at work today. Sue says mine is 4.5 years old. Yeah, so yours should be working fine. 4.5 years for an Apple device is not bad. That's starting to get into the age of but mine still gets brand new updates. So an 8-year-old device, still getting brand new updates. Like it updated to the most recent version of iPad OS, which is kind of amazing. It doesn't do everything. There are some things like it doesn't do Apple Intelligence. It's not strong enough for that, I guess, which I don't care. I don't need that. But and it works pretty well. Pretty well. There are a few bugs here and there, but it's not bad. Says work tomorrow. Nice. Teresa says, I had spinach, mushrooms, and artichoke left over from the pizza, so I made a quiche. Nice. I like how you transform it, right? Transform it into something good. Yeah, I need to get some more eggs. That reminds me, I think we used all of our eggs yesterday. So I got to pick up some eggs. Probably on the way home, I can stop at Dollar General, I'll pick up some eggs and maybe some rice. And then Andrew can probably make some kind of meal from eggs and rice because we have potatoes and we have peppers. Yeah, make something, I guess. And cheese. I don't know what else. But I'm not going to have much time in between here. And that's why I'm thinking I don't have much time to go to the grocery store between here and my pottery usually, especially once I get everything cleaned up here. So Marion says, hey, Teresa, quiche sounds yummy. It does. It does. So yeah, I don't have much to say today, afternoons, because I haven't done much yet today. I don't always have a whole lot going on. So I am excited. I should be getting some of my pottery pieces back, I think, today. So I'm really excited to see how they came out. I don't know if I showed you all. Do I have the picture here, what I was working on? Here they are. So these are the things that I was working on last week. And I'm really excited to see how they came out of the kiln. So we'll see. I don't know. It's with all those, like the glazes, the little ovals, and the inside of that large vessel. Those are a different kind of glaze. The little dishes, those are a new kind of glaze that I haven't really played around with. And the little eyes, I'll call them, and dots on the edges of the larger dish. Actually, even the whitewashing on the larger dish is those are all new glazes I'm playing with. So pretty much everything except for the engobe, which is the black lines, and the outside of that big vessel, where you can kind of see it's like a speckle. Those are older glazes that I've used before. So those hopefully are out of the kiln, and I'll get an idea of what those glazes can do. I played around with like the smaller dishes, even though they look like the blue and the pink looks uniform. They are done in like a watercolor. There's water added to the glazes to lighten it in some areas and use it to darken it in others. And I'm hopeful that comes through and they don't come through as just one tone or one thickness all the way across the dishes. So we'll see how that all works out. But I'm excited. I played around with those. I had fun playing with them, and I want to see how they actually look, hopefully today. So we'll see. Let's see here. Susan says your pottery looks great. Thank you. And Teresa says it's one of my favorite quiches. Nice. So yeah, that's what that's it. That's what I'm going to find out at pottery. I'm going to have some vessels to trim at pottery, and I might start building some more of my little dishes. I haven't made many in a while. So because I made some vessels on the wheel a few weeks ago, I'll trim those. I think I have 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them. That'll give me something to decorate next week probably. And then I will make some dishes that I'll be able to hopefully decorate next week as well. So that's probably what I'm planning to do. I kind of want to try something new, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking about trying to make some beads. I've been thinking about that for a long time because we have a kiln that's what we could fit in it. I could make beads at home. I could make pendants. I could make my little dishes even here at home. So I want to start maybe thinking about doing some of that, but I got to be able to afford the clay. And right now things are tight. So I don't really have that in me right now, but we'll see. And then I can work on things at home and do some hand building of stuff and still use the time in my class to we also do have glazes here. Not a lot, but we have materials to make glazes too. The other thing that my pottery teacher is doing, we set up a date to do raku fire. They're building a raku kiln and we're going to do some raku firing. So I'm excited about that because I have never raku fired before. So we're going to have a Saturday, I think, that the classes, all of her classes are going to get together. Anybody who wants to take part, and Andrew's going to come down with us. And we're going to do some raku firing. So I'm excited for that. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us today. Let me check Facebook, make sure nobody's saying hi. Let me refresh it over here. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to get started because I do have a few things. Like I said, my life is not that interesting today. I hope you're all doing well. And if you've done anything interesting today, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it because my day is pretty boring. So I'd love to hear about other people's days if they're doing anything. And if not, hopefully you'll like the things I'm going to show you today. So let me flip this camera around. And then I'm also going to go get my juice water real quick. And something else I was thinking I forgot. I just need to check on the pellet stove and make sure all that's going good over there. So let me flip this around and then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Oops, I gotta lower this first. It's in the way of my light. My light's getting hit. All right, let's see here. Hello, everybody. There we are. There's the setup today. Okay. I'll be right back, y'all. Oh, it's so much warmer over there than it is over here. It's actually, it's not. It's just because that little bit of temperature changes everything. See, Susan says, other than finishing a bracelet, today has been a chore day. It's good you finished a bracelet. Brooke says, between the snow and the cold, I haven't really left the house. So pretty boring here too. That's Andrew. He's has not left the house. He has no need to, he says. There's no way he could work up here. It's really too cold. I mean, he could, but it's cold. Marianne says, just the usual. Lunch was pasta with tomatoes. Oh, that sounds good. Harry says, I cast a new dinosaur figure fired with bisque kiln and am making sourdough whole grain bread. Nice. That's awesome. Busy, busy. Harry's always busy. Okay. I'm going to stand because that maybe give me some exercise, some movement so I stay warm. And let's see. Wham lots today. How about that? Wham. And let me put up the banner for anybody who may tune in that's new or who's new, but I don't see any new people yet. Hey, Vicky. Says, Harry is such a Renaissance man, right? Hey, Lennis. Says, hey, all. Finish lunch, soup and sandwich, iced in here. It's cold. It's cold. Marion says, that bread sounds amazing, Harry. I know it does. All right. Let's see here. These were 60. I'm going to do them down at 50. These are really pretty, y'all. I'm starting off with a bang. With a wham. See, Susan says, I haven't left the house since Friday. We were able to prep for the winter storm, but Hubs is starting to get restless, so he shoveled snow. That's good. Teresa's made 2 loaves of sandwich bread. Nice. You're busy. So this is natural gray sunstone. Natural gray sunstone. These are high-end, beautiful natural gray sunstone. Look at the sparkle. It doesn't even look real, right? They are natural. Natural gray sunstone. Faceted ovals. Oh, I forgot my calipers. I left them over my desk. One moment. Okay, back with my calipers. Very sparkly, says Susan. Brooke says, I like the little speckles, right? Teresa says, wow, they look like there's glitter in them, says Susan. I know. Those would look really nice in a bracelet, says Brooke, wouldn't they? Like, look at that. That would be a luxe bracelet right there. These are beautiful. They are approximately 15 millimeters by, let me make sure this is set to 0. It wasn't 15 by 10. Approximately 15 by 10 millimeters. 1 strand available. WAM1. WAM1. Okay, let me see something here. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Let's see. Harry says, Marion, the bread has bread flour, potato flour, whole wheat, and rolled oats with sourdough discard. That's interesting. Okay. Wham 2 coming up. Let's see here. Ooh, these are nice. All right, these, let's see, we're 27. I'm going to bring them down to 25. I can't do any better than that. Because they really should be higher nowadays, especially. These are AAA grade, ruby and sapphire faceted rounds. Ruby and sapphire faceted rounds. Beautiful stones. Only $25 for the strand. Real ruby and sapphire. AAA from that vendor. And they're about 4 millimeters. 4 millimeter ruby and sapphire. 1 strand only, $25. Harry says that is a super bargain for the ruby and sapphires. Wow. Yeah, that's an old price, y'all. That's a strand we've had around for a while. We tell you, we don't just increase our prices whenever things get old, and we can. We're fair to you all. Let's see. These were $7.75 each. I'll bring them down to $6 each. There are multiples of these. I don't know how many. I think there might be 10. Wham 3 are these antique glass flowers from Japan. Super cool in white. So if you're doing Cloud Dancer, this would be a great addition. But these are antique glass flowers from Japan. $6 each. Multiples available. Susan says, I have number 2. It's very pretty. Yes, they are. They are. Okay, and this was 60. I do marker 60. Let's make them 45. I've got 3 of these available. And it says, how would you use something like 3? Through the hole. Through the hole like that. You could wire wrap it if you wanted to. You could put a little wire through, bend it here just to make a little loop. And then you could bend the wire up if you wanted to hang it that way. You could hang them like this as earrings. They're super nice and light. Multiple ways you could use that. But mostly I would play with wire with that probably. Because if it's just hanging, it's not going to look as good. But remember, this can also be used for your other crafts too. It doesn't have to be jewelry. Okay, Wham 4 are these Herkimer quartz, Herkimer diamonds. These are Herkimers, but they are from Pakistan. They are not from Herkimer, New York. Sometimes they call that Pakimer because they grow the same way, just like a Herkimer diamond. It's one of the other places in the world these are found. They have they grow with the double terminated. I think that's what they call it. 2 pointy ends, and they grow that way. And these come on the sterling silver chain, the extender chain, and the lobster claw. Beautiful. They were 60, now $45. And these are about 4.5 millimeter beads. Means it's okay. I could see using it in a non-jewelry craft. Yeah, or you could use it as a focal, as a necklace. If you use some wire wrapped it, force it to stand up or stand to the side. Let's see here. And let me put these away because I have to keep everything tidy here today. I'm going to put away the natural gray sunstone. Beautiful sunstones, only $50. That is a deal for that strand. For that quality, it's a AAA quality there. And I'm going to put away Wham 2, which is the $25 strand of rubies and sapphires. 4mm Wham 2. Just one of those available. And we're going to move Wham 3 over and Wham 4 over. I don't know. Is it better if I take this away? Sometimes I feel like the things look better on the wood. I don't know. What do y'all think? Keep that up there for some color balance, but maybe it's better that way. here. Whoops. Check your Facebook to make sure I'm not missing comments there. Keep an eye on you all out there. All right. Got 4 of these. These were 32. I'll bring them down to 28. Got 4 of them available. These are lapis. Lapis drops, smooth drops. Really nice quality lapis. Look at that. See lots of gold sparkle in there with that deep, deep blue color. Nice big strands, nice big beads. These are approximately 10 millimeters by 15. And we've got 4 strands of those available, $28 a strand. Wham 5. Smoky Cat has joined me. I'm telling him he has to share me with Mr. iPad. That's cute. Oh, good. My comments have popped up here on StreamYard. That makes my life so much easier instead of rooting around over on the computer. Marion says, and how is that going, Susan? Right? How is that going? Is he good at sharing you? All right. These are Fire Opal 3 millimeter rounds. As you can see, the suggested retail was $30 each on these. So they were 30. We have them, I'm going to do them at 24. And these are these beautiful Fire Opal smooth rounds. They're so pretty. I love them so much. Sorry, my hands are really dirty. I didn't get to clean them very well after cleaning the pellet stove out. Says he's tolerating it, squawking at me. That's cute. So as you can see, there are 5 of these available. They're all shown there. They are Fire Opal. 5 of them available. Wham 6. 3 millimeter. Smooth round. Marianne says, I'll just sit here drooling. It's almost February, Marianne, right? Getting close. Getting close. Wham 7. Are these silver plated owl pendants? Silver plated owl pendants. And there are 2 of these available. They were $16, bringing them down to $14 for you all. $14. Size on these, 29 millimeters. 29 millimeters. 16 down to 14 for y'all. And I'm going to wrap up. This is the old paper that these little flowers come in. So I'm going to re-wrap this flower up. It's the Japanese glass. Susie says the groundhog better call for an early spring. I know, right? We deserve that at least. There's enough crap going on in the world, we all deserve an early spring at least. Let's see. Marion says, now I just have to wait for my credit card payment to go through. Yeah, see, you're almost there. Whoa. Stan, I'm not used to it. There's an extra, this is like for a bigger camera, and there's a big post that hangs out the back of this stand that I always get caught up on. What did I do with the bag for these? There it is. Yeah, I'm hopeful for a nice early spring, but I don't know. It's feeling pretty rough out there right now, I'll say that. All right, I'm going to put Wham 4 away. Those are the Herkimers. $45 a strand on those. 3 strands available. Marion says, I get my pensions 3 banking days before month end. I'm getting very close there. Getting very close. Okay. Come on, stay up there. Oh, that was today. Is it today? Oh my goodness. It is the 28th. That's wild to me that it's already the 28th. Let's see. These were 28. I'll bring them down to 25. I need 25 on these. Susie says, I would be happy with 40 degrees. I know. Let's get us above freezing, right? Let some things thaw out a little bit. These are Amazonite, black gold Amazonite, and they are plated with a platinum plating. Beautiful rondelles with that extra little bit of flash on them. Marion says, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. Fun, I don't know, these days, I call it that. Time flies when you're anxiously not wanting to leave your bed. Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, Wham 8 was 28, now 25. Beautiful strand of Amazonite. These are 8mm rondelles, faceted. 1 strand available. Item 9. There are 4 of these. These are $3.75 each. I have 4 of them available. And they are these lovely little Tree of Life pewter pendants. And they measure approximately 26.5. No, that doesn't seem right. Okay, so they're about 27 by 27. 27 by 27. They look wider than they are tall, but they're pretty much not. They're pretty much exactly the same. That's Wham 9. Let's see here. I have, how many of these do I have? To let go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 of these. So we're 18. I'll do them at 15 each. We have 10. Got one here to show you. These are fossilized coral rounds. Beautiful patterns in these. Fossilized coral. So pretty. And I think these are 8.5. 8.5 millimeters. Fossilized coral rounds. And just to show you, here are the other 7. They are so pretty. Beautiful patterns. Lovely beads. Was 18, now 15 a strand, 8 strands a day. All right. Put away the lapis. One more showing of that. WAM 5. I'm going to put away the fire opal. Beautiful 3 millimeter Mexican fire opal beads. Rounds, only 24 a strand. 5 strands available. Seven is the silver plated coin, owl coin, $14 only. And we'll move the rest down. It's some room over here. Where I go. Okay. Okay, these were 80. And bring them down to 65. Come on. I can open the bag. My hands are so cold. Opening the bag is not easy. These are a rutilated chlorite. Another stone you do not hear of very often. Rutilated chlorite. We've only ever got these stones once from a vendor, and I've never really seen them again. Beautiful chunky stones. Lots of beautiful color. Susan says, very unusual. They are. Let's see some. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of times, like I just looked this up, they're shown in large chunky pieces, not so much beads. I mean, these are chunky beads, and they're quite expensive, actually. This is kind of one of the, this is kind of on the, this is on the very lower end. Beautiful beads. Wham 11. Let's see. These were 25. I'll bring them down to 22. These are a beautiful sardonyx. Sardonyx kind of barrel beads. Really pretty colors and patterns in these. These smooth, elongated barrels. Only have this one strand left. Wham 12. $22. Oh, let me give you the size of these barrels. These are approximately 13 by 38 millimeters. Yeah, 13 by 38 millimeters on this. All right. So far, no interest in anything. It's very strange. But okay, we'll keep going. Keep going. These are $3.75 each. I've got multiple of these available. Wham 13. Let me get these out of the bag. These are vintage sequins. They're little disc sequins. So they look like that. They're in black. You get the whole strand of them for $3.75. Vintage disc sequins, a whole strand of them, $3.75. They are approximately 7.5 millimeters. I'm going to put these away. These are the black gold Amazonite with platinum coating. I'm going to keep bumping this. I'll put away these. Wham 9. And we put away 10 as well, which is the fossilized coral beads at $15 a strand. Oh, we sold Wham 2. Thank you so much. First sell of the day. Makes me feel better. That is, what was that one? That's the good one. They're all good ones. That's the sapphires and rubies. That is sold. Thank you so much. Lamb 11. I know not everyone's watching today because it's the afternoon edition. Hopefully we'll have some rewatches too. Lamb 14. 14. All right. These were 120. I'll bring them down to 75. I only have one strand of these left. I'll give you a really good deal if somebody wants it. These are aquamarine, large rounds. Aquamarine, large rounds. These are big, beautiful aquamarine stones. They are not 1 millimeter. They are about 14 millimeter. Yeah, about 14 millimeters. Very nice quality, exceptional color. They're even a little bit darker blue in person than they are on my screen. Full strand, $75, down from $120. Trying to move some stuff, so I'll give you that good deal on that. One strand of it. And here, let's see here. And these 18, I'm dropping 15. Stunning aquas, says Susan. They are, right? Marianne's drooling over there, which I understand why. A real steal, says Marianne. At that size and quality, yes, they are. They are. Thank you for saying. I've got 2 of these. These are a great deal too. We're $18 now, $15. These are a mixed jasper. Lennis is blue hearting the aquas. Those are big beads. I know you like the big beads. They are big aqua beads. These are mixed jaspers. Beautiful stones. 8 millimeters. 2 strands of these available. I just love these. I think they're so pretty. Very pretty stones. Wham, 15. 15. I'm going to put the rutilated chlorites back. Beautiful stones. If you like that, I love this kind of look. This almost dirty or like a phantom quartz kind of look. And it's a good deal on those too, only $65. And I'm going to put away Storm of Sardonyx, Wham 12. Don't forget the paper though. Okay. Okay, move WAM 13, the vintage sequins down. WAM 14, the aquamarine. I feel so clumsy around this stand because I'm always hitting it, but it has so many things sticking out everywhere. We've just sold one of the WAM 15s. Thank you so much. We have one still left. Okay. I have two of these available. These are Prasiolite, or green amethyst. Let's see, these were suggested retail 48. I'm going to bring them down to 36. I've got two of them. WAM 16. Prasiolite shard drops, I like to call them, or rough drops. Each one of these could be its own pendant or earring. These would be fabulous, I think, to make earrings out of. I love this kind of rough cut drop. And these would make magnificent earrings. Just find a pair, or not even a pair, make them asymmetrical, make one longer than the other. But they are beautiful Prasiolite. Like icicles, says Susan. Yes, they are. Green amethyst, Prasiolite. There's my aunt. Hey, Aunt Deb. This looks like our weather, right? Like icicles out there. WAM 16, $36 a strand, 2 strands available. Really nice stuff here. Hard to give you a size because they're all different. The widths are about 10, but links are all over the place. Like this one is 32.5 for this one, which is kind of, I feel like one of the shorter ones. There they are, WAM 16, $36, Prasiolite. You don't see Prasiolite like that very often. And I do have 2 strands of those available. This was 16. I'll bring it down to 14. There's only one of these left. Glacial, says Marianne. It is glacial, right? It's a good word for it too. Glacial. Susan says Prasiolite is highly underrated in my honest opinion. I love Prasiolite. Love it, love it. This has that soft green color. And I love that kind of raw look. I think it makes really cool earrings and unexpectedness in a design. This is golden fluorite. Golden fluorite, faceted rounds. Beautiful golden fluorite. These are about 2.5 millimeter, 2 to 2.5 millimeter faceted rounds of golden fluorite. $14 for the strand, only 1 strand available. Marianne says it looks like the edges of the crevasses where the interiors are a turquoise blue, right? I could see that. We just sold the last 15 and we've sold one of the 16s. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me go ahead and put away these vintage sequins. Thank you, thank you. Making a few little sales today. We appreciate it. Anything you can do for us. It is the slow season. Slow season. This little bag was by itself. Let me try not to lose that. And I'm going to move WHAM 14. That's that beautiful large aquamarine. One strand available, was 120. Trying to make some sales with $75 on that one. So that's a good deal if you can grab it. That'll help us out, and you'll get a spectacular deal on that. That away. And I'm going to put 15 away since we've sold both of those. And I'm going to move 16. We still have one of those available, and we have 17, one of those available. Now, this is the most expensive one of the evening or the afternoon. I keep saying evening. It's not the evening. I usually do this in the evening. This is not for the faint of heart, but if you want something extraordinary, this is it. Let me see. What can I do on this for you? It was $550. I'm going to bring it to $498. I'm going to bring it just under 500 because this is an amazing strand. This is one that we got once upon a time, when things were easier and life was before COVID. This is green tourmaline. Green tourmaline, pure. This is gem grade, pure, deep green tourmaline, smooth nuggets. It is, you can see that color. It's an extraordinary color for green tourmaline with beautiful clarity. And it's a whole strand of these gem grade green tourmaline. It is not like any other green tourmaline we've ever seen before. It is an exceptional strand. And you don't see tourmaline like that very often. Not from us, anyway. we cannot afford to bring stuff like this in very often anymore. But we splurged once upon a time, and this is the result of that splurge. It is so pretty. Teresa says, "OM goodness," right? Marianne says, "Spectacular." Yeah, these are the top quality, AAA, well, probably higher than, this is gem quality. Gem quality, green tourmaline. You don't see it like this. It's not mixed with anything else. No pinks in there, no other tourmalines. And it's this rich, rich, dark green color. This is gem grade. $498 for the strand. I know it is expensive. I think it's the most expensive strand we have in gemstones right now, to be honest. But if you're looking for that, we don't offer it very often. So I wanted to put it up on offer for you today. It was $550. You can get it for $498 today. Lennis is covering her eyes. Yes, I know. It's not, I don't have expectations that it's probably going to sell today. I know that, but I like people to know, if nothing else, that we do have these kind of things. Sometimes they're in our personal collections. Sometimes we offer them to people. And this is one of those times we're offering them up. Let's see here. This is a gem quality pre-night strand. Was 165. I'm going to bring it down to 130. Was 165. I'm going to bring it down to 130. These are pre-night strands. The envy, it's green, says Lennis, right? Pre-night, these are faceted kind of barrels, I guess. Really beautiful quality pre-night. Really, you don't see it cut like this very often. One, two, what is that? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hexagon shaped. Really pretty pre-night. One strand of those available. They are graduated in size from end to end. So you can see the smallest here, approximately the smallest on this end, about 3.5 millimeters by 10. And then probably the biggest one is this one, which goes to about 6.5 by 15.5. WAM 19. All right. This is a gemstone pair. WAM 20. And it was $22.50. I'm going to bring it down to $18. This is a blue onyx. Blue onyx gemstone pair. For those of you who like to work with pairs, it's really a pretty pair. They're cut more flat on the back, rounded on the front. One pair available. They are approximately 9.5 by 45. No, 46. No, that's wrong. Sorry, let's do this again. 9.5 by 41. 9.5 millimeters by 41. Gemstone pair. $18. All right. I'm going to put away the Prasiolite. We've sold one of those. We still have one available. Let's see here. And I'm going to put away the golden fluorite. It is still available. One strand of that. $14. Goes with like the microfaceted stuff. And then I'm going to move this beautiful green tourmaline down. Wonderful pre-night. And this gemstone pair. Ooh. What can I do on this one? Let's see here. We just sold 20. Thank you so much. That gemstone pair. I will get rid of that on the table in just a moment so everybody knows that it's gone. Sorry, it's got. Come on. Okay. This is Blue Apatite double A grade. Was 30. I'll take it down to 25. Double A grade Blue Apatite rounds. Large rounds of Blue Apatite. I feel like that's an old price. I feel like it would be much more these days. That's about 10 millimeters, 10 to 10.5 millimeter rounds of large. I mean, that's a lot of Blue Apatite for $25. One strand available. Wham, 21. We'll take these away since those have sold. Thank you. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. We've had some beautiful things. Look at this, Sandra. Did you miss this? Green tourmaline, gem grade, green tourmaline. How about that? I'm going to show it again before I take it away here. It is an expensive strand, but I know you like that. I know you like that high-end stuff. And so it's just a pleasure to see it sometimes, right? Gem grade, green tourmaline, little smooth nuggets, flat nuggets, $498, down from $550. Anyway, let's see. We just sold Wham 1 as well. Thank you so much. That's the natural gray sunstone, or yeah, natural gray sunstone. Thank you, thank you. Next up is Wham 22. That sunstone was delightful. Did my comments stop now? Sandra says that's about right for the Blue Apatite. Okay, good. This was $30 for the pair. They are now 26. This is black tourmaline. Black tourmaline pair. It actually has an extra hole drilled. So you have a hole up here, then you have an extra one here. So if you're going to use them, you could use them like this. You could dangle something from them. But these are black tourmaline. It's a gemstone pair. Beautiful deep black tourmaline. You don't see black tourmaline done like this very often. Wham 22. Now I don't know why my comments stopped. So we've just sold 21, the double A grade Blue Apatite. So we're going to put that away. Thank you, thank you. Yay, making some sales. That helps me. It helps me feel better in my heart. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Now that my comments have stopped going, let me jump on here and make sure I've not missed any comments over here. Okay, no, good over here, good over here. I got to keep an eye on comments again. I hate when the comments stop out of nowhere. Okay. And Wham 23. These were $18.75. I'll bring them down to 15. This is a bloodstone gemstone pair. Beautiful bloodstone. Look at how beautiful those are. Gemstone pair, $15. Wham, 23. And these are approximately, at their largest, 9.5 by 40 millimeters. 9.5 by 40 millimeters. Again, flat a little bit on the backs, rounded on the fronts. Gemstone pair. Wham, 23. Wham, 24. These were $8. I'll give you a little deal. I can't do much better than that, but $6.50 each. And these are beautiful Kambaba Jasper rounds. Kambaba Jasper was $8. Now $6.50. I think these are 10 millimeters. Yeah, 10 millimeter rounds. Kambaba Jasper, $6.50 a strand. 2 strands of it. Marianne says, I would need to win a substantial amount on a lottery ticket to afford the green tourmaline. Sanders says, I could afford one of those stones of the green tourmaline. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Let's see what that breaks down to be. Let's see. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 stones. 28 stones. Let's see here. $4.98 divided by 28 price per stone. $17, about $18. $17.75 or so, $17.78 per stone. So about $18 a stone. That's honestly not bad for a gem grade green tourmaline like that. But not breaking it down by the stone just quite yet. Y'all can't do that quite yet. Let's see here. Okay. We've just sold 23. Thank you so much. That's the bloodstone pair. Appreciate that. Sandra says, yet, he says. I know, sometimes, sometimes we do that. I have a feeling someday someone's going to come by that wants that quality of stone, and they're going to need a whole strand. Can you imagine making like a bracelet out of that? Like even just using those small ones, it's so, and it doesn't help that, I mean, it does help. I don't know. They feel so good. They're like so smooth and so light. Like when you figure, okay, so if they're $18, what's that? $36 a pair, and you made a pair of earrings. I mean, you could, for gem grade, you could charge a lot more than that on a pair of earrings. And then like breaking it down, like this one, of course, is the same price as the small one. So $18 for that on a chain, you could way up that, right? Gem grade, green tourmaline, one of those on a chain, done. Charge $98. And then you've only got 400 more to cover, right? Do that a few times. Anyway, Y'all know how it works, right? What number am I on? 25. Let's see here. Marianne says, so maybe 2. LOL. William, I see you making something out of it. I would love to. But even I cannot justify, not with our cost on that. I cannot justify, not right now. Like I said, we bought this pre-pandemic. And so this price on this is old. And really, these should probably be worth even more at this point. But I can't justify taking that apart with our cost and using it just for myself. Cannot. Marion says, be ever hopeful. Oh, I am. It's how I get by when my anxiety isn't too in the way. Okay, let's see here. These are 1875. I will bring them down to 15. This is an Aqua Nueva agate. Aqua Nueva agate gemstone pair. Isn't that pretty? Look at that color. Beautiful gemstone pair, Aqua Nueva agate. And these are approximately 18 by 16.5 millimeters. Sandra says, you forgot how chain is. Sterling silver just went to 109 an ounce. I bought 3.5 millimeter jump rings yesterday, 35 for 50. Yeah, that's wild. 35 jump rings, 3.5 millimeter, 35 jump rings for $50. That's out. I'm glad I'm not in that area of jewelry making. I mean, Andrew kind of is, but this is another Aqua Nueva agate gemstone pair. Are these? Look at how beautiful that is. That looks like a forest from the sky. So pretty. And these are 15 by 26. Let's see here. Just got an email. Oh, Sanders says 50 jump rings for $35. Okay, that's a little better, but still, that's, as Susan said, that's insane. Says they used to be $10. Yeah, that's wild. All right. We've just sold Wham 18. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me put that one away. And one moment. Just need to clarify that. Sandra says, Susan, it is insane. My magnetic class for men's used to be 48 wholesale, now 98 wholesale. That's wild. Wild to me. Okay. Nuggets. Wham. 27. We've got these are really cool. These are they're a coated sapphire chip. They were I'm gonna put they were $18.50, which is a really good price. I'll bring them down to 16. I've got 2 of them available. Sanders says, William, it's so painful, just saying. It is. It's wild. That is wild to have to work in that and deal with that. I can see like silver is truly going to become like the next gold because gold is so far out of the realm for people now. And silver is getting there. Look at these coated sapphires. They're just cool. Like, I don't think in most cases you're going to tell that they were a sapphire, but I think no matter what, the effect on these is really cool. And they're $16 a strand. They're these little sapphire coated chips. They have some sparkle. There's some, like, that's a ruby right there or a pink sapphire for sure. But most of them are like the gray, white sapphires. And it's just, I think they took what most people generally don't consider a sapphire or don't really want, and they made them into these little chips, and they coated them with this kind of platinum coating and just made them really cool. So, like, we're not selling them at sapphire prices for sure, right? But it's like that. It's cool. And I think it's just an odd kind of stone, and I kind of love it. Wham 27. Sanders says 14K is now custom only. I can't even stock it. No way, right? Sanders says those are really cool, really different. They are. They're fun. What am I doing here? Where is my pre-night bag? It's this one. Almost pearly, says Marianne. Yeah, they are. Kind of are. It's Wham 19. Wham 22, I'm going to put those away. Those were the black tourmaline hair. Those did not sell. They're still available. And I'm going to put the Kumbaba Jasper. Those did not sell either. Wham 24. Okay. I can't believe these are still here. Nobody grabbed these. This beautiful Aqua Nueva agates in pairs. Like they're just dreamy. Let's see. WAM 28. Let's see. These are 21. I'll do 18. I've got 2 of these. This is Smoky Quartz. Nice, simple cut. I don't know if you consider that simple cut. They're faceted. Yeah, they're kind of simple cut, right? But beautiful faceting. Shorty strands, but really nice quality big nuggets. We got 2 strands of these available. Let me see if I can show you the other strand just so you can see it. This is the other strand. Beautiful Smoky Quartz, WAM 28, $18 each, 2 of them available. These were 24. I'll go down to 20. And these are they're a coated labradorite, 12 millimeter faceted round. WAM 29. They're coated with an AB finish. And they've got a really nice labradorite flash anyway. But then that extra extra AB finish really sets them off. Coated labradorite. And 12 millimeter rounds. Yeah, 12.3. So pretty. WAM 29. 2 of those available. This is the other strand. It's a little bit lighter. A little bit lighter. The other one's more of a darker green. This is more of a lighter green or gray. So if you prefer one over the other, there you go. WAM 29. And the last one today, let's see. These were 28. I bring them down to 24. These are a pre-night. I'm gonna call them, I guess, a faceted barrel or a lantern. WAM 30. Pre-night. Faceted, I'm gonna say lantern. Kind of a lantern shape, right? Really nice pre-night. It's got a lot of the black in there. Wham 30. And these are, I think, about 7.5 millimeter. Wham 30, 1 strand available. Beautiful, beautiful pre-night. And that, my friends, is the show for today. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to start tallying all this up and get the spreadsheet done. I think I have a little bit of time before I have to go to my pottery class. So I'm going to try and do that in between. If not, invoices will come out tonight when I get home. All right. Thank you all for hanging out. Please share this so people who were not able to attend will see and hopefully do a rewatch. And if you have any questions, as always, send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com. Mary said that's also called an Art Deco cut. Nice. I've never heard that one before. So that's good. Art Deco cut. Thank y'all. Have a great, great one. And we will see you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., our normal time. Friday, we will hopefully have our live, but it depends how the sale goes up in Johnstown and what's going on there. If we get caught up late at the shop, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. But if you are in the Johnstown area, we're having a rock and mineral blowout sale, and hopefully you'll come up and join us there. All right. Have a great one, everyone, and we'll see you. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.